another day. We're gonna keep this streak going. I just I just came in right at 11:17 p.m. right before midnight, so still counts, still good. Trying to think what we're gonna talk about today. I mean, I just got finished watching. I just got finished watching one of the Rams press conference. I think it was Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, and I believe it was Kyron Williams that was on there. Interesting things. It's looking like that Matthew Stafford is healthy, set, ready to go. Year 18, and he's looking better than ever. He's looking really good in in drills and OTAs. Sean McVay out there calling the plays, being very impressed between Matthew Stafford and Davante Adams. The Rams offense is looking great, so Rams fans has a lot to look forward to this offseason. And I do. The Rams are my Super Bowl pick to beat the Chargers and LA at SoFi next year in the Super Bowl. So I think that. Let me see what else I would like to. Give me a second. It's going to be really interesting to see if Matthew Stafford is going to if he's going to return for another season next year or if he's going to retire. I honestly I honestly think it depends on how well Matthew Stafford plays this year. I believe that if he's going to keep if he's going to keep playing at a very very high level, I honestly don't see why Matthew Stafford would retire. Just like just like well, I would say just like Aaron Rodgers, but I do think this is Aaron Rodgers last year. So, but Matthew Stafford is different. A lot of people are talking about Aaron Rodgers retiring and Aaron Rodgers. This was Aaron Rodgers last year with Pittsburgh. I honestly think so too. But and another reason why I think that is because Aaron Rodgers he hasn't really been playing at a high level. He has been dealing with a little bit of injuries, and some of the injuries has held him back lately. But with Matthew Stafford, man, he's been playing at a high level ever since he's been with the Rams. And to be honest with you, he's been having his best season since he's been with the Rams. So that's the difference I think between Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford. And I would like to see how old Matthew Stafford is. Let me see. Matthew Stafford is 38, so he's not even 40 yet. Aaron Rodgers is a few years older than him. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is 42. So, but see, and also the difference between Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford is that Aaron Rodgers has been on a decline for a while now. I mean, he's been on a decline for the past 5, 7 years. So Matthew Stafford, he has been playing exceptional for the past 5, 7 years since he's been with the Rams. Got a ring, so got an MVP. So and really, he almost looks like he had a shield. He can have a shot to go again. And I mean, like I said, I already got him in my one of my top Super Bowl teams, one of my top teams to go to the Super Bowl. So Matthew Stafford's playing at a high level. I don't think he should retire anytime soon unless he wants to. I mean, obviously, yeah, he's getting older, but hey, if you're still playing at a high level, man, you're still playing at a very high level. I thought it was very interesting to hear what Sean McVay had to say for the most part during the press conference. I think that Sean McVay, it's he is such a brilliant football mind, and he definitely just seems like a guy that you would just want to play for. So I'm not a Rams fan. I am a Sean McVay fan though, and I do have a lot of respect for Sean McVay. And I do like listening to all, even though I'm a Chargers fan, I do like studying all the other teams doing what they're doing, listening to their press conferences, and seeing what they're about, so I can have more information. And speaking of that, it's an article I probably would read right now. The let's say Broncos quarterbacks vacation with wives ahead of OTAs. Bo Nix's ankle looks like Bo Nix is Bo Nix. He's still rehabbing that ankle, but I think his ankle is getting a little bit better for him. I think Bo Nix, for the Denver Broncos fan, I think Bo Nix will be ready. I think he'll be ready for this upcoming season. I think he'll be ready for Week 1. So following the 2024 NFL season, Denver Broncos quarterbacks Bo Nix, Jarrett Stidham, and Zach Wilson following the 2024 season. Let's see. Zach Wilson went on vacation with their significant others in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. They were also joined by Broncos right tackle Mike Lynchy and his wife Brooke. Wilson left the team during NFL free agency last year, but the tradition of Denver's quarterbacks taking an offseason trip together with their wives continued on in 2026. Oh wow! So the Denver Broncos quarterbacks, they have a tradition of going on going on vacation in the offseason with their wives. So after the team went 14-3 last season, the Knicks and Stidham families were joined by Sam Ellenberg and his wife Cammy Joe on this year's trip. Okay, that's interesting. So they all went on this trip ahead of OTAs. It's pretty cool. Nick's right ankle is not completely shown in the photo, but he's not wearing a boot, and what is seen in the photo does not reveal an ankle brace. There's no date to know exactly when the photo was taken. The Broncos are scheduled to begin organized team activities, OTAs, next week, and Nick's participation or lack thereof will be a key storyline after the quarterback underwent a clean up ankle procedure earlier this offseason. Nix is expected to be full speed in time for training camp, which usually begins in late July. All right, so like I said, for your Denver Bronco fans out there, it's looking like Nix could be ahead of schedule, and his ankle is having he's having a pretty speedy recovery. Let's see, Broncos are set to begin OTAs next week. Let's see. Denver Broncos will be back on the practice field next week following rookie minicamp earlier this month. The Broncos are set to begin organized team activities on Tuesday, June 2nd. The team will have two set of OTAs from June 2nd to 4th and again from June 9th to the 11th. Those OTAs are technically voluntary, but Denver is expected to have strong attendance. After that, the club will hold a mandatory minicamp from June 16th to the 18th. Players will be fined if they skip the minicamp. So mandatory minicamp. That's when the players are getting fined. Following the mandatory minicamp, Bronco players will get a summer break until the start of training camp, which typically begins in late July. Here's a quick look at the team's remaining and completed offseason schedule. So Broncos offseason schedule. So they already got startup offseason program, which was May 4th. That already ended. And then rookie minicamp, which was May 8th to the 10th. That already ended. And then OTAs. That's their next schedule. So June 2nd to the 4th, June 9th to the 11th, those are scheduled OTAs. And then mandatory minicamp will begin June 16th through 18th. And then training camp begins late July. The season is quickly approaching us, man. I'm so happy. So last year, Denver announced its training camp schedule in late June, with the first practice scheduled for July 25th. Fans can probably expect a similar timeline this summer. All right. Let's see. The NFL Power Rankings. The Denver Broncos are rated number one in NFL's Power Rankings. Fox Sports has Broncos ranked number one in NFL Power Rankings. So, following the NFL's 2026 schedule released last week, Ralph Vanchio of Fox Sports has released his updated NFL Power Rankings ahead of the summer. Vanciano has the Denver Broncos ranked number one in the league following their 14-3 campaign last season. This is his commentary on Denver's ranking and schedule. So, Vanchio, or if I pronounce his name right, Vanchio Vacchino, he says their first six games are just terrible. But assuming they survive that, there is a real soft middle of the schedule that could put them on a real run from weeks 7 to 15. That should be enough for the class of the AFC and a team that is motivated by the knowledge they should have been in the Super Bowl last year. Elsewhere in the AFC West, the Kansas City Chiefs are ranked number 12, the Los Angeles Chargers are ranked number 16, and the Las Vegas Raiders are ranked number 30. But Vecchino has the Arizona Cardinals ranked last, 32nd NFL. Okay, well, I don't really necessarily agree with his rankings. I mean, Chargers at 16. I honestly think the Chargers are a better team than the Broncos. I don't really know why he got the Chiefs at 12. And speaking of the Chiefs, I hear for your Kansas City Chiefs out there, I hear Patrick Mahomes is looking really great. Yeah, I hear he's ahead of schedule. He's looking, yeah, he's looking very crisp. Now, it's 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 a lot easier to just do that with shorts and a helmet and no pads. But still, he suffered a pretty serious injury, and according to Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes is way ahead of schedule. And I've also heard, I don't know how true this is, but I did hear that as soon as Patrick Mahomes got injured, he went and got surgery done right off the bat the very next day. That's what I heard. And I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I'm just telling you. So well, Knicks is looking ahead of schedule. Patrick Mahomes is looking ahead of schedule. Both of those quarterbacks that suffered serious injuries last year are looking pretty good. Matthew Stafford, he's healthy. Last year he was dealing with the back. So I'm trying to think of other quarterbacks or top players. Jackson Dart, I think he's looking good. I think he's kind of ahead of schedule. I think he may end up playing on the beginning of the season. League Neighbors, same for League Neighbors, and Cam Scatterboo. So a lot of these guys who suffered serious injuries last year and missed the remaining of the season, I believe they are set. They are on pace and on schedule to play in the beginning of the year, the first game of the year. So we got to keep an eye open for that. I'll keep you all updated on that. And also Michael Penix. I'm going to talk Michael Penix and Tua Tagovailoa, and it looks like Michael Penix may be starting over Tua. So that's a plus for me because I was saying that I think that Michael Penix can be a really good quarterback, maybe even a great quarterback. He just needs really good coaching. So we're gotta keep our eyes open on that between the Tua and Michael Penix battle, QB battle. The Kyler Murray and JJ McCarthy battle is looking like Kyler Murray is more than likely going to start for the Minnesota Vikings. But I am hearing positive things about JJ McCarthy as well. So that's a plus. So JJ McCarthy could really be a very great solid backup for Kyler Murray. And also I think another QB battle we have in the league right now is going between. I talked about Tua, Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy, Kyler Murray. I think there was another QB battle. Maybe Fernota, Mendoza, and who's the other one? And Kirk Cousins. That's more than likely pretty much an interesting QB battle. It more than likely going to be Kirk Cousins, but I think we all know that if Mendoza is looking really great in the off season, he more than likely could take that starting job for Kirk Cousins. And the other one was Deshaun Watson in Shador Sanders. That's a very interesting QB battle as well. I think Deshaun Watson's going to go ahead and run with that. I can give you all my predictions of who I think is going to run away with their starting jobs in the offseason, in the ring. Start with the season beginning as the first week of the season. Deshaun Watson, I'm going to go ahead and predict he is going to be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns in week one. Michael Penix, I'm going to go ahead and predict he's going to be the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons in week one. Kyler Murray, I'm going to go ahead and predict that he's going to be the starting quarterback in the beginning of the season. So that's that. That's all I got for right now. I just wanted to check in with y'all. I wanted to keep this streak going. I wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit, put you all updated on some of these teams. We talked about the Broncos. We talked about the Chiefs. We talked a little bit about the Chargers. Talked a little bit about the Atlanta Falcons, the Vikings, their quarterback situation, the New York Giants, their quarterback situation, their injury situations with Cam Scatterboo, Jackson Dart, and the League Neighbors. And we talked a little bit about, yeah, I said we talked a little about the Broncos, the Chiefs, and Raiders. Also the Raiders a little bit. See, I'm gonna keep you all updated on this stuff, man, and keep you all updated on the other players that are in free agency, high profile players in a free agency like Tyreek Hill. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen with him. If he's going to be able to sign with a team, or if it, or he's just going to miss the remaining of or he's just going to miss the NFL 2026 NFL season. I hope not. I think he still has something left in the tank, and I would like to see Tyreek Hill play again. I would like to see the Chargers take a swing at him. I know a lot of Charger fans are saying bring back Keenan Allen, but if we have a decision to bring back Keenan Allen or Tyreek Hill, I would just go ahead and say just get Tyreek Hill, man. Just go ahead and get him. Let it. I would like to see him with Justin Herbert. I really would. I don't want to see Tyreek Hill go back to Kansas City. I really don't. And it's looking like he probably could, depending on the Rashid Rice situation. So we got to take that into consideration too. Rashid Rice is he just can't stay out of trouble. Every single year is seeming like something is going wrong with Rashid Rice, and I mean to be honest, it's getting quite annoying. And I can only imagine how the Kansas City Chiefs are. You can't really depend on this guy because he's dealing with situations like he I mean, first off, he's rehabbing an injury for first off, and then he's dealing with problems off the field. And I just think that his distractions are becoming too much, and they're overshadowing the value that he's putting on the field. First, he's getting hurt, and he hasn't been playing all that great lately. So it's like at the end of the day, is the Chiefs are going to have to make a decision and just be like, what are we keeping you for? And so there's two valuable wide receivers out there that could help the Chiefs, but at the same time will be a huge distraction, according to everybody else. So I mean, do you want to with Rashid Rice, with you dealing with his situation? Do you want to consider bringing in somebody like Stephon Diggs or Tyreek Hill? Those two are the two wide receivers that more than likely are going to have that you are going to be distracted. It's going to cause a distraction in the locker room and on that team, especially Stephon Diggs. I think Stephon Diggs always has a there's always a problem with him, always. So, but Tyreek Hill, I don't really think Tyreek Hill is as big as a troublemaker as most people try to make him. I really don't. So I would much rather see Tyreek Hill keep playing and just see what he can do more, as opposed to somebody like Stephon Diggs or Odom Beckham Jr. I just think it's time for those guys to just go ahead and hang it up. Even though Stephon Diggs wasn't so bad last year, he played okay. He helped Drake May. He really did. He helped Drake May blossom. He helped him in the playoffs. So I'm okay with Stephon Diggs getting another shot, but I definitely want to see Tyreek Hill in another uniform. I think Tyreek Hill got more in the tank, man. He's too talented. He's too great of a player, and it just sucks that he had to deal with that injury that he dealt with last year. I think it was October, but it looks like he's ahead of schedule as well. And so, I mean, the stuff that they have now, the technology, the medicine, the doctors, the science, the stuff they have now, man, these guys can heal really much more faster. So I'm looking forward to this off season. I mean, I'm looking forward to this off season. I'm looking forward to see what my main squad, the Chargers, going to do. But I'm also looking forward to see what all the other teams can do as well. And because this is just a very very exciting football season, off season, and the moves that these teams are making, and how these a lot of these teams are getting better, and it's going to be very curious to see what these other players can do as they keep growing and getting better. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see what the Rams is going to do, what the Chargers is going to do, most definitely what the Raiders is going to do with the Mendoza situation. So I'm curious to see what Penix is going to look like in the Falcon with under I forget the coach's name, but I'm curious to see what he's going to look like under that coach. I'm curious to see what Kyler Murray is going to look like under the Vikings head coach. I'm so curious to see how these guys are going to look, man. Of course, I've been talking about it all every single. I've been talking about it every single day since Mike McDaniel started with the Chargers. I'm curious to see what Justin Herbert is going to look like under Mike McDaniel. So this is going to be a very exciting season, and you all know I'm going to keep you all updated every single day on football news, football stories. I'm going to stay on this. I'm going to stay on as long as I possibly can. But I just figured as long as I jump on here every single day, talk some football with y'all, even if it's 15 minutes, that's what I'm gonna do. No days off. No days off on this channel until I say otherwise. Now, of course, I do miss some days, but The whole idea, the whole goal is for no days off all day. So I really appreciate you all. What's up? Hi. I really appreciate you all. And what's behind me is my monitor. I really appreciate you all for chiming in, for watching, for liking, commenting, subscribing. Keep subscribing, keep commenting, keep sharing. Because the more you do that, the more you help this channel grow, and the more you help this channel grow, the more I can give you more valuable content, which I am already going to do anyway. But I can give you more of it, and that's the whole point. The whole point is football on this channel. I mean, eventually, maybe one day I would talk about other sports. I'm curious about talking about boxing. I like golf. I do like golfing, stuff like that. But football is the main channel on this page, man. That's the whole point. No days off. So if you have things that you would like me to talk about, if you have players that you would like me to talk about, stories you would like me to cover, teams that you would like me to specifically cover, like I said, I did a video for a specific team, any of that stuff, let me know, and I would definitely take the time to talk about them. Yesterday, I had a lot of people commenting and asking me about certain players, asking about Jalen Hurts, what I thought about Josh Allen, and I gave them my takes. So I I I I honestly can talk about football all day long, man. I really can. I can talk it all day long. I can watch it all day long because football is part of my identity and it always will be. So there's only a few things in this world that I love more than football. So that's all I have for you all right now. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll be back very soon. I'll be back tomorrow. Deuces.